Alright, just wanted to make a video and update you on some things, clarify some things. You know, it's just like the times of Jesus, where you're going to have people who follow the way, and you're going to have people who attack the way, right? And the way is of Jesus Christ. Now, people have opinions or whatever, but they're entitled to their opinions. But I'm just going to speak what the Lord has put on my heart for today. My mother is not doing too well today. And could be a coincidence, could not be. But whatever happens, I want you guys to have hope. I want you guys to believe and don't be discouraged. The Lord has spoken to me, and we have choices to make. No matter the circumstance, no matter what happens. But if you believe what I'm saying, there is a different path. There is a higher path. And God has spoken to me in many dreams, and He's told me it's Mount Sinai. And that includes many things. But if my mom dies today, it's okay. And she dies in the summer, or if she continues to live many more years, it's all fine by me. Because what matters most is her spiritual health, not her physical health. And the dream she told me is that, it's in the summer. So that's what I'm going to believe. I'm not going to say it's going to happen this summer, but what I am saying is that no matter what happens, I'm going to believe what the Lord has told me. And anything contrary, I'll listen to. But at the end of the day, I have to follow the will of God and not my own will. I have to put Him first, which means putting my wife first. Now, a recent dream came out. I mean, a lot of things are happening. I'm suspecting people, but I'm not really doing anything about it because, the Lord knows. The Lord knows who are His, who are not His, and the people trying to slip you poison, and the people who are trying to do good to you. So the Lord knows, and I'll just leave. When it comes to dreams and visions, if it piques my interest, I might like the video, but at the same time, I have my own thoughts. I'm my own man. I'm my own person, and I follow God, not man. And I have my beliefs. And I stand for those beliefs in love. Now, also just wanted to address a dream that came out, which was Matthew Patrick Winfrey's dream. It could be a really timely coincidence, but I deleted many of my dreams from before because I got upset. And I'm learning to control myself. When it comes to doing irrational stuff. But, the devil's going to try as he may, but he's not going to stop me from my pledges and from, my beliefs and from my family. And so inside his dream, he didn't believe the Spock guy was a Christian. And if you know Spock, if the background, he's half Vulcan, half human. You know what I mean? And so he doesn't believe he's a Christian, and so he's always railing against him and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about Matthew Patrick Winfrey was, inside his dream, he wouldn't stop the wife. If the wife wanted to marry, then she can marry. And that was an indicator to me that, he is on the side of God. He just doesn't believe in the message. But at the same time, every knee's going to bow. and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And they're going to have to eventually come around to the truth of this message and to the hope that the Lord has given me to give to you, to choose a higher path and not the path that nobody wants to go down in. No matter what happens, don't give up faith. Come to me. And so I'll just share with you the dream I had many months ago about him. And so I thought it was weird that he would use his name inside the dream. I was staying in this house, and I'm going based off memory, but it's pretty accurate. I was inside this house, and people arrested me, okay? And they sentenced me to some tortures and stuff like that, but, you know, it was police officers, you know, but I wouldn't recount my faith. I wouldn't back down. And so, you know, whatever they wanted to do, they could do, but I wasn't backing down. And so, you know, after that, then I was chained up. I was chained up in jail, and there was people around. There was, you know, this one guy reporting to the guy who was interrogating me. He was like, what kind of books did you read? What was the name of that other book you wrote? What was this? What was that? And I said, look, man, you can delete everything that I've written. It doesn't matter. Because it will always exist. Because Jesus is God. And so the guy, you know, who was reporting to that guy, he got so pissed. You know, he was just angry at me. But eventually, you know, there was these really big dudes coming in to take me to, I don't know, to do what or where. But there was these really big dudes. And so the guy who was reporting to the other guy, you know, he gave a message on the intercom and said, all those on the side of Matthew Patrick Winfrey, stand down. That's the command. He was pissed about it, but, you know, there's nothing he could do. He was either for Jesus or he was against Jesus. You're either for God or you're against God. And that was a dream I had. And then, you know, the guy who said that, me and him, we started fighting. You know, these weaker guards came in. The stronger guards, they left. And the weaker guards came in, you know, the cronies or whoever they were. I don't know. And so we just beat him up. You know, it was me and him fighting. And so we were fighting down there. And then we got out. And then I just remember being in the airplane. And in the airplane, I said, well, he told me something like, I have to go back to Nazareth. Or no, I have to go back to Bethlehem. I have to go back to Bethlehem. And I said, what? And then I seen and then I think he left. I'm not sure. But I just remember I was talking to another person. It was probably him. Could have been. But he said, don't forget to close the door. Make sure you close the door when you leave. Well, I guess he didn't want anybody else getting out. You know, but I believe the message the Lord gave me. And I was going to give a verse, the Bible verse. I wasn't prepared. I was just focused on the message. And, you know, fulfilling my duties with love. And giving people a message of hope. No matter what happens. And so, yeah, I'll save the scripture for last. I don't have it on hand, so I'm just gonna quote verbatim. But it said not it, but yeah, don't stop my wife from coming to me, man. If she wants to marry me, that's her decision. No one's forcing anyone to do anything. In fact, you're going contrary to the will of God. You have your own will, even though you're following God's will, but you're not following what I'm saying. Okay? And you're going to have to learn to bow down and to confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. So, I'm giving, you know, you can do what you want to do, and that's fine. That's your decision. But my wife, let her come to me. Don't forbid her. All right? You think you have all these riches and these pearls? Sure. Why not? You know, I'm not taking anything away from you, but I'm just doing what the Lord has commissioned me. And, I'm learning from the mistake. We don't have to repeat the mistakes from my past. Because in my past, I didn't go to prom. And that was just the beginning of a downhill. That was just the beginning of the end. So I'm trying to show you that there can be 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years of good, but you want full-on winter abomination desolation. And that's up to you. But I don't want to see my wife naked, okay? I want to see my wife clothed. And it's your decision. You want to see people naked? I want to see people clothed. But that's your choice, okay? And I know there's going to be people who will stand up. There's going to be people who will sit down. Because you think that I'm not a Christian, when in fact you don't know how to judge properly. Because this is how you judge. By their fruits you shall know them. Does a good tree bear bad fruit, or does a bad tree bear good fruit? So that's how you judge. And you just don't know. I think if we would follow that kind of ideology, nobody's getting into heaven. Truly the road is narrow, but Jesus died for the sins of all except the son of perdition. You have to take everything into account. And so I'm not here trying to bash you. I'm not here trying to do anything. I'm just here trying to heal you. Okay? To let you know that you're going against the will of God if you try to stop her. You can give her advice, fine, but let her make her own decision, and we'll let that stand. If she wants to be with me, she'll be with me. If not, it's her decision. Okay? I think that was a timely word, a timely dream, and I'm glad you said it, and so I can also say the dream that I had many, many months ago about you. And I know you represent God, because we're all one body. But you have to understand, faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And that's where I'm operating in, all right? I'm trying to you're either going to believe that he sent me, or you're not going to believe. And then you're either going to bow down, or you're going to get kicked out. And you might hate it, but you're going to have to learn that Jesus is God. Okay? I'm a Christian. If you have something, if you have something against what I'm doing, I'll try to explain to you. I'll reason it out with you. And we'll come to the conclusion who's right, who's wrong. Can you persuade me? Because we're only trying to help out each other. That's all I'm trying to say. There are things happening that you don't understand. Give your reasoning. Talk to me if you want to. But don't take away free will. And this is faith. I'm trying to give people what the Lord wants me to give, which is himself. Faith. But you want to take that away. Or you want to make it into something it doesn't have to be, into such a horrible time. You want to build a temple in the wintertime. But it's up to you guys, okay? And it's her decision, not yours. Just remember that, okay? You don't want to believe that I'm a Christian? Fine. You want to judge me off of a belief? Fine. But you're going to have to learn how to judge righteously. And you're going to have to learn to bow down to the will of God. That's just what I believe. All right? And, I'm trying, it's not in the wintertime. This is my whole message. It's not in the wintertime we build a temple. It's in the summer. Okay? That's when, but I'm trying to give you guys, but it seems like you just want a death blow. I don't know, but these are the decisions you're making. But, God has told me he's with me. He's with me whatever I want to do, wherever I want to go. And this is the path I choose. So if you want to go your own way, go ahead. But, the power's invested in me. I'm just going to veto everything you got. Because you're Congress, I'm the president. And these powers were given to me by love. All right? So it's up to you. And so the thing I wanted to quote is it's in the book of Acts, where the man receives a dream and says, "Peter, tell Peter to come to me." And he tries to go find Peter, and he sends his servant. He says, "You're in such and such place, and I was told to tell you to come to my master. And then he says, but master, and then he goes like, what? And then he received inside a dream, I believe, God came to him and he offered him fowls of the air and birds and the beasts of the field. And he said, Lord, I can't touch these things. These are unclean. What do you want me to do? And so then he said, what I make clean is not unclean. What I say is okay. So you have to, and so that was just a type and shadow of a deeper message. The fowls of the air, the birds of the sky, and the beasts of the field. And so you just have to make your own choice. You're either with me or you're against me. You're either with God or you're against God. You're either with God's will or you're against God's will, is what a more appropriate way of putting it. And there's a way you can believe even in unbelief, by letting people choose, letting people make their own decisions. For my sheep hear my voice, because it is not my voice, but Christ's will. So you have to, it's one of those things where you're just going to have to learn to bow down, or you're going to, do your own thing. And maybe that's the position where the Lord has called you, to represent the other side of the argument. But I'm just telling you the end of the argument, okay? And there's a place and time for everything. There's a thing, but I just wanted to assure the people, assure my people, those that are called by Jesus' name, that there is a hope, and that we should strive for this hope, and that this is where we need to go. And I'll just end it one more thing, It says, I forgot. It's in Isaiah, something about the stump being the holy seed. Okay, that's it. The stump is the holy seed, and the terebinth and the oak. But yeah, that's it. God bless. This is the message of the Lord has given me to say, and I'm just trying to do His will. And I know what that might also represent. The deaf. If whatever the Lord's will is, let it be done. But I'm telling you the message of hope, the message of true hope, that it's in the summertime that we are to build the temple, not now. Stop all this craziness. It's not now. God bless.